Well, hello and welcome to a new series of Let's Play games that I'm going to be playing with a game called Strategic Command by Fury Software and sold by Matrix and Slytherin Games. Now, this is a hex-based war game, and I'm not really going to go into any details of describing how the game plays in case you already know it, but I may just kind of point things out a little bit as I go along. But I'm going to be playing a play-by-email online games. So this is going to be against another human component, and my opponent, I'll just click on there. I'll show you who it is in a moment. So my opponent is called Taxman66, and Taxman66 is a fairly new player at this game like I am. I have only played one campaign game so far, and I was playing as the Axis, and Taxman66 has played a few more games than I have, and he has always played as the Allies. So we're going to stick with those sides because they're the sides we've got experience with, and hopefully it will provide a little bit of a challenge for each one of us. So we are going to get this game kicked off. So I'm just select the game there. We're going to play the full campaign game starting on the 1st of September 1939. So let's click on play and see how this goes. Now, I've not done this before, so we shall see what happens. Anyway, so I like the NATO style counters, so I'll be playing with those, and yeah, let's carry on. So here we are. So report on Axis war aims. We are finally in a position to undo the diktats of the Versailles Treaty, which so weakened our country after the end of the war. With our new panzers on the ground, the Luftwaffe in the air, and the Kriegsmarine at sea, now is the time for us to wage offensive war against our enemies. Our most important enemy is Great Britain. Bring her down and we will be masters of Europe. Ultimately, we will also have to confront and defeat the Soviet Union, so while we advance and conquer in Europe, we must prepare for the greater conflict ahead. Let us advance and put our enemies to flight. Panzers forward. So here we are, ready to start the game. So we're going to do I'm going to do a review of the battlefield first of all before we get started. It's the 1st of September 1939, so it's the invasion of Poland. Kicks off World War II here. So over here we have East Prussia and the German units located in here. Now the German units are all in grey and the Polish units are all in green. So over here we have a garrison unit in Königsberg, a headquarters unit. We have a couple of air units here. The darker blue one represents tactical bombers, and you can see information about each unit as I hover over it in the information box at the bottom of the screen. We've got a fighter group here. We've got an infantry corps, an infantry army, and another infantry corps here. And the numbers underneath, the 10s, represent their current strength. Now, the game day is based around the corps and army level. They're the two main unit sizes, and each hex represents around 20 miles. Over here on the German Eastern Front, we have a infantry corps up here. We have a armoured unit here. We have another medium bomber, well, not another medium bomber unit, but we have a medium bomber unit here. Another armoured infantry, a corps level infantry, and another HQ. The HQs are critical for providing supply, and units are attached to those HQs, and you can do that automatically or manually, and I'll touch on that as I go through the game in further episodes. We also have a corps over here in Kustrin, and then further down the front we have an infantry corps, an infantry army, another armoured unit, another medium bomber, another fighter group, another HQ, and a couple of more infantry corps down here. Now you can see the Polish units. Now we can see two hexes away from where the Axis units are currently located, and you can tell that they can see that far because the ground colouring is slightly lighter up to this point. You can see there's a kind of like a demarcation here, a change from light green to dark green, and so where the light green is, that's where we have visibility, and beyond that the fog of war covers the area, and we can't see if there are any enemy units in those areas or not. So we'll have to try and find out what's there as we go through. Moving further down the front here, we have another armoured unit in Ostrava, another not an armoured unit, an army unit I should say, another army sized infantry unit down here, a couple of infantry corps here, and we also have a Slovakian corps. So that's an additional non-German unit that we have to play with. So the objective here obviously is to take Warsaw. Before I actually start moving, I will just touch on the fact that we do have a navy as well in this game. And over here, so we have some submarines. The SSs are submarines, DDs for destroyers, CCs for battle cruisers, and we have another destroyer unit over here, and we have a CA, which is a heavy cruiser over here. And I think that's the entirety of the navy at the moment. We also have a Western Front, which, because we're not at war with Belgium, Luxembourg or France or the Netherlands, this obviously isn't active yet, but we do have units here, and we can see the Maginot Line here and the French units that are protecting it. So we've got some German units over here. They're not going to come into the game until we actually are at war with these countries and are actually looking to invade them. So let's get back to Poland, and yeah, let's maybe start a turn. So I think what we need to do is we need to kind of get some visibility to what's behind here. I'm going to start off in this central area of the front here, and I'm going to take this cavalry unit. Cavalry units are very small, and against normal infantry units they're fairly weak, and it's also only got a strength of 8. Now if I hover over it, you can see in the box at the bottom it says there's a readiness of 60%. Now readiness represents kind of a mixture of fatigue and disruption. So 60% is actually pretty low. So that means they're weakened dramatically by the fact that they're quite disorganized, and they're also quite tired. They have a morale of 80%, and so those two factors of readiness and morale, and the strength value of in this case 8, all come into play about how overall this unit is effective as a military unit. So I'm going to actually hit this unit, and you can see there it's saying 0:4, and that's represented also in the bottom of the screen in the middle, the 0:4 down there. That means I should, in theory, take 0 damage from this attack, and the Polish unit should take 4 damage. So let's just do that. And that did indeed happen. There is a little bit of a randomization factor in here, and that can be plus or minus 1 in terms of the damage that occurs. So that's done damage 4. What that now means is that this unit no longer creates a zone of control when its strength is 4 or less. So that allows our other units, our Axis units, to move a far greater distance through here because it's not influenced by the zone of control there. Where it is influenced by the zone of control is when it's got orange hatching, as can be seen down here. So I could move this Axis unit down to this point, but I can't go further because of the zone of control that this unit is exerting. So I'm actually going to bring no, I'm not going to bring that one up. What I want to try and do is bring the armored unit up, because they've got the greatest number of movement points or action points. But I don't know what's up here, so I'm a little bit leery about bringing my unit up there without checking out what's there first. So I'm actually going to just bring a fighter down here to do a bit of reconnaissance. Also, it looks like there's some Polish interceptors that have attacked our fighters. They did 1 damage, we did some damage to them. And yeah, it's actually revealed a number of other Polish units down here. So there is a Polish army. And can I reach it? No, I can't reach it just yet. Now, what is preventing me from getting there? Yeah, I'm not sure. If I do a tactical bomber strike, no, I don't know. See, when it's got question mark, it's because I don't know the strength of this unit, so it can't give me a prediction on what the outcome may be. So I'm not going to do that. What I will do, I think, is bring this unit up to Lodz. Yeah. And now my armored units here get 2 strikes. So I think because 1 strike will do 4 damage, the second strike will do at least 4. So I definitely would wipe out that cavalry unit, but then I won't be able to move. And I really need to get up to Warsaw as quickly as possible. So I'm not actually going to do that. What I am maybe thinking about doing is, let's just have a look down here and see what we can do down here. Let's bring this unit up to here. Enemy contact. Oh, and they got some surprise on us there. So we lost 2 damage in that army unit. So now we know that there is this the 10th mechanized unit there. I can bring this unit up here to try and flank it on the other side. Yeah, and I definitely want to do 2 damage to it there. I'm just going to bring, what can I do with these? So these ones can only really come up to either side of this unit, and none of them actually can do any damage to it, although this one I could bring up further. Yeah, I'm going to bring that one up further because none of them really do any damage to it. And now what I've managed to do here is I've surrounded this unit, so it will be out of supply for the next turn. So that will be weakened, and hopefully that means it will have difficulty trying to get up to protect Warsaw. So I'm hoping that will stop that being able to defend Warsaw in the next turn. Okay. What can I do with these? Okay, this one can come all the way round, but I don't know what's up here, and I might stumble into another unit up there. This one. Goodness, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I really want to get it up here. Why can I not get to that unit? Can the strategic bomber do anything? No, he can't get that far. Great. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm actually going to do some tactical bombing on that unit and just see what happens. Okay, lost 3. Yes, and that now means it's dropped a strength enough that I now can get next to it. So its strength must be 4 or less. So if I bring the armored unit up, oh, fantastic. So I'm actually, let's get rid of this unit. 2 strikes, and it's gone. Fantastic. So that would have been a strong, well, relatively strong unit, being an army that would have defended Warsaw in the next turn. So that's 1 less unit to deal with. Okay, so I'm a bit leery about this narrow gap here. I'm going to bring this unit up to protect it slightly. Yeah, I'm just wondering about whether to bring this army down here to attack the cavalry unit. I really would like to take these guys and put them out of supply. I'm going to go for it. Okay, excellent. So these are now out of supply for the next turn. So what I am going to do is I'm going to bring... Yeah, I'm going to... That's a strong unit. I want to severely weaken that. Brilliant. Okay, and I can move up. I've got my tactical bomber here. I don't want to start sending it over here just yet. I really would like to weaken some more of these. I can get rid of that army unit, and I think I'm going to do that. Shattered. Nice. Took a damage on my tactical bombers there, but I'm not unhappy with that, and I can still move this unit up. I may leave it just there though, because it's going to influence a zone of control around it, which should hinder the movement of that cavalry unit. Cavalry units can move quite far in the game, and they can be although they're not that strong, they can be a real pain if they move quickly behind your lines and cut you off. So I'm going to leave it like that, which now means we've definitely got a line of supply through here. Yeah. So I'm going to bring the HQ up because I want to keep supply to my front line units. Yeah, because they're a bit extended out there, and I want to make sure that supply continues through to them. Okay, what are we doing up here? So we've got these units. This one can move quite a way round and actually start to flank this army. And this one can't, and that one can as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring this one down. to start to flank the army, I'm going to bring this army unit down. Yeah, we need to get this unit's strength depleted as much as possible. It's not going to do anything there. I'm going to lose strength if I attack, so I'm just going to move it around there. But I am going to attack him there. Okay. Okay, that's good enough, I think. And I will just bring the HQ down a little bit closer to keep the supply up on those units. Okay, right over here. Now, I really don't know what's in this area, so I'm a bit wary about rampaging through here. Can't get very far. I would like to bring my armoured unit as far down as possible. So let's see what we can do in terms of getting the zone of controls reduced here. So, okay, I quite like those odds. I think I'll take that. Does that help the armoured unit? Yes, it does. So I'm going to bring the armoured unit all the way down here to Torren. Okay, nice. We've got a cavalry unit there that can be a bit of a problem, so I'm going to bring my army through to kind of block that corridor. And I think I might bring this infantry unit just down to here. So I'm a bit wary about what's in here. Have I used this bomber yet? No. Oh, one damage off of each of us isn't really that great, so I'm just going to leave that. I can do 1 damage on the cavalry unit, and I can do some more over there. I would like to get rid of that as soon as possible. That's going to be a bit of a problem if they strengthen it. If Taxman strengthens that in his turn. Yeah, so I'm going to bomb that unit and just weaken it a little bit further. Okay, so now I really would like to link up East Prussia and Germany here. Well, I have done, I suppose, through here. This cavalry unit could be a problem. So I don't want it getting into Danzig, so I'm going to bring that there and do 3 damage. Nice. Yeah, I think I might just move it 1 more, just to compress that area a little bit more. I really would like my infantry unit all the way down here if I could, just to help out on the attack on Warsaw if necessary. But I'm just worried about these Polish units back here. There might be something in here. So should I bring this unit in? Can I do a reconnaissance flight? Yes. Okay. Alright, so there's a couple of units in there. I think I need to bring this core up just to kind of compress it and pin these units down a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a core against an army, I'm not going to attack. And so here, I think I'm just going to run all the way through. I really would like that infantry unit further up. Or shall I just bring it there and try and get rid of that army? Yeah, I think I'll just do that. And you can still move further forward. Okay, I'm not unhappy with that. I would like to protect or try and prevent these Polish units from breaking out of those areas. So I may just leave it there. Yeah, I've used that tactical bomber, I've used that tactical bomber, and I've used that tactical bomber. Okay, so I can't do any further damage. Sometimes the fighters can do actually damage on units if they haven't been used, and they have both been used. Okay, so I don't think I can do anything more there. Well, it might be worth just knocking that army down to 1. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay. This one's still got some movement he could do. I'm actually going to leave him there. These I'm not going to attack with those because of the poor odds. Yeah, this mechanized one could run up this road to protect Warsaw. So I'm a bit, yeah, I can't do anything about it now, but I would have liked to have cut that one off. Nothing I can do about it now. Okay, so really the decision I need to make is, do I move this core, the second core here, further forward or not? Oh, yeah, I'm a bit... Because I want to actually bring the... I need to bring the HQ forward, don't I? Yeah, I'm going to bring the HQ forward there. The HQs do have a defensive strength. They can't attack, but they do have a defensive strength. But as it's just sitting next to a severely weakened army here, even if they do attack that HQ, I'd be surprised if they can do more than 1 damage. So I'm actually going to take the risk, put the HQ there. And I want to keep... I really would like this town not to get taken back by them, because that is a source of supply. So I'm actually going to move that unit there. And yeah, so that's really it. That's the end of my moves for my first turn. I'm just going to leave that garrison in Königsberg, leave it alone, leave that unit there. So I've got what they call military production points, and I have 50 military production points here for Germany. Italy's not in the war yet, so you can see there's 65% mobilization. Until that gets to 100%, they actually won't have joined the Axis. So there's nothing I can do with the Italians really at this stage, although there is a fairly large Italian fleet down here in the Adriatic and the Med. So I shall look forward to playing around with those. But I've had 50 military production points, and they can either be spent on research, and we actually have quite a number of items of research that are already on the go. We've got anti-tank weapons being researched. That's just started, 0%, but that will grow as we move through the turns. Advanced subs has just started. Artillery weapons, rocket weapons, command and control, and spying and intelligence. Now, I'm not actually going to buy any anti-tank units in this game because I find them absolutely useless. And I'm going to focus my spending on my MPPs on what I consider to be better units. So I don't need the anti-tank weapons to be researched. Now, do I get any money back if I turn that off? Yeah, so I'll get 75 MPP by turning that off, and I can put it into something that I want more. And what I really would like more is infantry weapons, but that's 200 and I've only got 125 available. Artillery weapons. I might just keep that because there will be some artillery weapons in the game. Rocket weapons, I don't know, I'm just not really keen on the rocket weapons either. Or the artillery weapons. I'm gonna try and play the game without the artillery or rocket weapons. I'm really not keen on those particularly. I really would like to get infantry weapons started as soon as possible to push that up, and also to get industrial technology going, which I'll have to wait. But if I can get infantry weapons to level 2 as soon as possible, that would be really good. So what do I want? Artillery or rocket weapons? I'm going to get rid of one of these. I might get 200 MPP in total if I turn off rocket weapons, so I'm going to do that. Yep, 212 MPP, so I'm going to invest that in infantry weapons. Fantastic. Okay, and the Italians have long-range aircraft on the go, ground attack weapons and logistics, but they are way behind on all their warfare doctrines over here. They have 0 in all of those. Whereas the Germans, they're maxed out on infantry warfare, armoured, aerial. We can research naval and amphibious, and certainly will be pushing naval up. So that's research. I'll just pop up diplomacy for a moment. Diplomacy, so this kind of gives you a standing of the various nations around the world, what leaning they have, whether it's towards the Axis or the Allies. And so we can see, you know, Italy is 65% towards the Axis, Yugoslavia is 45%, Romania is 60%. And we can invest 50 MPPs in chits, which increase 5% per turn the chance of your selected country. You choose a country and you invest a chit in it, and it increases the chances that each turn a certain country will start to lean more towards your way of thinking, I guess. So you will see increases in the percentage of leaning towards Axis or Allies, depending who's playing. But at the moment I've only got 12 MPP, so I can't do any diplomacy. And you can also purchase units, and I don't have sufficient MPP to buy anything just at this time. So, and we can have a quick look at what production there is coming up, because at the beginning of the game there are a bunch of units that are already in production, and it's the 1st of September 39. So we don't have anything coming up in October, November or December. We don't have anything coming up until the 1st of January 1940. We get another fighter unit. Then we get a battleship on the 25th of Feb. Oh no, that's 41. So we don't get that for another year. So we get that's not a fighter unit. Sorry, that's a paratrooper unit. So we get a paratrooper unit on the 1st of January 1940. We get a tactical bomber on the 1st of March. We get another armored unit, a medium bomber, and then our fleet really starts to grow. And that's where I'm going to focus a lot of effort on my turns coming up. Before I go, I'll just click on the end turn. And there you can see Polish morale suffers due to battlefield losses. Excellent. Okay, we have a decision to make. Führer Hauptquartier. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sure I'm not. Lieutenant General Kurt Student's 7th Flieger Division is partially formed and trained unit of paratroopers. Despite its incompleteness, it could be used in the latter stages of the invasion of Poland or in an early attack on France. Alternatively, we could allow it to complete its training and formation, in which case it will deploy at full strength at Hamburg at the end of this year. Would you therefore like to deploy the understrength and only partially trained 7th Flieger Division at Breslau now, or let it complete its training so that it will deploy at full strength ready for operations in 1940? If you say yes, then you will receive 50 MPPs that had previously been assigned to completing its training and formation. These can be invested wherever you wish, either in reinforcing this unit or elsewhere. So I'm actually just going to say no to that because I would like the unit at full strength when it does arrive. Okay, the United Kingdom declares war on Germany. France declares war on Germany. British industry and trade start switching to military production. And there we are. So Germany's collected 231 MPPs, including MPPs from Sweden and Norway, and Italy collects 69. Okay, that's the turn saved. That's the end, folks. Thank you very much. Join me next time. I look forward to it. Bye-bye.